students. I am Dr. Anuradha, Associate Professor in the Department of Physiology, Sree Balaji Medical College. I have more than 17 years of teaching experience and I have 9 publications in national and international index journals. Today, let us see about the cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid is a clear, colorless, transparent, specialized extracellular fluid present in and around the brain and spinal cord, and also in the cerebral ventricles, spinal canal and subarachnoid space. First, let us see the formation of CSF. CSF is formed primarily by the secretion and filtration from the choroid plexus. And coming to the circulation of CSF, it is produced in the lateral ventricle and it moves through the third ventricle through the foramen of Monro, and from third ventricle it passes on to the fourth ventricle through the cerebral aqueduct, from fourth ventricle to subarachnoid space through the foramen of Magendie and foramen of Laska. So like this it circulates around the in and around the brain and spinal cord, and finally 80% of the CSF will be absorbed by arachnoid villi into the dural sinus and spinal veins. 20% will be drained into the cervical lymphatics and perivascular spaces. And it is absorbed by two mechanisms. One is hydrostatic pressure, colloid osmotic pressure. High hydrostatic pressure in the CSF favors filtration into the dural sinus, and high colloid osmotic pressure in the venous blood favors absorption of CSF into the venous blood. And if you compare the CSF and the plasma, CSF will be having high amount of sodium and chloride, whereas less in potassium and calcium when compared to plasma. And CSF will be having high protein content. It will be around 5 times high protein will be there in the CSF. And if you see the glucose, it will be more or less equal. And if you see the pH, CSF will be having around the pH 7.33, plasma it will be 7.4. Let us move on to the functions of CSF. It protects the brain by acting as a shock absorber. It acts as a cushion between the brain and the cranial vault, and it acts as a lymph in the brain as there is no lymphatic system in the brain. It serves as a medium for nutritional exchange within the CNS system, and it transports hormones and hormone related factors in and around the CNS. It removes the metabolic waste products through absorption. And interesting thing is, CSF will reduce the weight of the brain from 1400 grams to 50 grams as the brain is floating in the CSF. And move on to the clinical aspect. We have meningitis and hydrocephalus. Meningitis is the inflammation of meninges. It could be due to bacterial, viral or fungal infection. Hydrocephalus means excess fluid collection within the ventricle. That's called hydrocephalus. And let us move on to the lumbar puncture, which is a diagnostic procedure as well as therapeutic procedure used to diagnose the cause for the meningitis and also used to treat hydrocephalus. In this, needle will be inserted between L3 and L4 and CSF will be collected. So as I told already, it can be used to relieve the intracranial pressure temporarily, or it can be used to diagnose the cause for meningitis. Also, it is used to inject anesthetic agents during surgery and also for the injection of drugs. Let us move on to the blood-brain barrier, which is closely connected with the CSF. It is a barrier between the blood and the brain, and it is formed during the early childhood, and it prevents the free entry of blood-borne substance into the brain fluid. It is formed by the tight junction between the capillary endothelial cells. It effectively prevents the protein from entering the brain in adults, and it slows down the penetration of smaller molecules. If you see the function of blood-brain barrier, it maintains the constancy of the environment around the neurons in the central nervous system. It protects the brain from endogenous and exogenous toxins. Also, it prevents the escape of neurotransmitter which is produced by the neurons into the general circulation. Let us see the clinical aspect of blood-brain barrier. So what will happen if the blood-brain barrier damage and when it will happen? During inflammation, irradiation or tumors, this blood-brain barrier can be damaged. This will allow free entry of toxins, substance and drugs into the brain, which normally does not occur. So sum up, so we started with the CSF definition. It is a clear transparent fluid which circulates in and around the brain, and site of secretion is choroid plexus, and it circulates around the brain and spinal cord and absorbed in the arachnoid villi, and main function of CSF is to protect the brain and also helps in the exchange of nutrients and removal of waste products. And we saw about the clinical aspect also, like meningitis and hydrocephalus, and we ended with the blood-brain barrier, which is a protective barrier which will prevent the entry of toxins from blood to brain. Also it prevents the movement of neurotransmitter from the brain to the blood, and also it maintains the constancy of environment in and around the brain. So with this we come to the end of today's session. Thank you for patient listening.